Alright guys, welcome to episode 52 of In the Shop with CustomLowz. I'm starting to forget what episode we're on. We're going to be working on the truck today, again, as we have been with a couple episodes. It's going to be like that for, well, until the truck's gone. So we're going to get right to work. I just took the seats out, took the seat brackets out. I'm working on the back wall right now, trying to figure out how I'm going to mount my speaker baffle. It's a big speaker baffle. Again, it's going to be holding 4 10s. 4 tweeters, 2 horns. The 10s alone are really heavy. This thing probably weighs, and I'm just guessing, 60 pounds after it's all loaded. Now, obviously that's a lot of weight because you have to load the speakers, but also it's a safety factor because there is going to be that much weight above someone's head if they're sitting in the back, and also almost a projectile if they're sitting in the front and you get in an accident. So, you know, certain things you gotta take into consideration. This is one of them. Safety definitely is a big thing in car audio. A lot of people don't think about it, and I'm not gonna take the risk. So I always make sure I include that in my plan of securing things, making sure it's safe, making sure panels, pieces, speakers are mounted securely in the vehicle. So we're gonna keep working on that, and we'll bring you guys back in when I got something more to show you. Alright guys, so we're on day 2. Right now I'm going to be doing some modifications to this mold I have here. I went ahead and went in the vehicle, I removed the headliner. There's a hump in the back, and just looking at it, looked like I can get more space out of it. So I took it off, seeing that there is quite a bit of room back there, even with everything that is back there. So what I'm going to do is take my fiberglass mold, and I'm actually going to trim it so that this can move in closer, and that'll actually give me more room between the speaker and the seats. I really don't want this thing to be a headrest because there's going to be grills on it. 1, it's not going to be comfortable, and 2, you don't want people leaning their heads on your speaker grill either way. So I'm trying to make sure it is as high as possible and as far back as possible. So I'm going to do a little modification on this, and hopefully we can get this thing a little bit closer to the top. I definitely feel we can. We probably have, honestly, 2 inches of space in there. So I'll cut that up and see where we can get. Alright, so we got those 2 notches cut. We're getting closer. I want to get a little closer if I can. As you can see, this notch here is hitting on the bottom over there. It's going to be the same thing on that side. We're getting real close to hitting that bottom along that edge here. Where we get closer here, we're already touching. So I'm going to trim a little bit more. I'm going to keep going little by little because I want to trim as little as possible to retain the most strength as possible. So I'm going to trim a little bit more. I really want this pod to be as high or as far up as I can get it. So a little more trimming, but we're almost there. Alright, so we got this thing about as trimmed as I'm gonna trim it. As you can see, I don't have a lot left in where I marked out originally. I went above where I went originally also because I put a piece of this 1/8 inch HDF here, and I did that because I wanted the speakers to be able to have some space between the back wall and the magnet, because these are vented voice coils on the back. You want to make sure they can breathe, so they'll have an 1/8 inch of room, which should be plenty. Plus it's about as much as I can give, but let me put this thing in here. I'll show you guys exactly where we're at. so you can see in comparison to how far off the top we started from to where we're going to be at now. All right, as you can see, we are much closer to the top of this, top of the roof. Definitely a lot closer. You see where we brought the panel actually through the top there. That'll actually bring us a lot closer. That'll keep us away from the seats. The seats are about lined up with this right here. So you can see we definitely gained a lot of room. Probably, arguably 2 inches, maybe 3 possibly, but definitely a lot of room. This thing's gonna look a lot better all the way up there. It's gonna look a lot more built into the truck, especially because the headliner kind of contours right into it. So this thing will look really good there. I'm gonna start figuring out how I'm going to fasten it to the sides. Now that I have it off, I might just bolt right through the side of the panel or something. But we'll get this secured up and then get in the truck, see what it actually looks like with the baffle fully attached, and then we'll mount some speakers in there to figure out what those will look like too. Alright, so I got this thing secured in here just enough to get it in the vehicle and see what we're working with, make sure everything fits. I'm using some lag bolts on the side, 1.5 inch, 1/4 inch lag bolts. And then just on the top here, I'm using just some basic 3/4 inch, or no, these are 1 inch, number 8 screws, I believe, Phillips screws. Just temporary. There's going to be more I'm going to do to secure this stuff once I make sure everything fits right. I'll probably do some legs here, maybe a full board even all the way across. We'll see, but I want to get this in the vehicle at least and see and make sure that we didn't go too far past our top. I think we got plenty of room, but we got to make sure. Alright, so we got this thing in here. This pod fits really good. I'm nowhere even close to hitting any of this stuff back here. I mean, I got a ton of room, so I'm going to measure out where I need to mark and notch out the headliner, get that cut, and then bring this out, put the headliner back in, put this in again to make sure it fits. A lot of in and out, back and forth, so, but it is well worth a proper fitment. I mean, for 410s of this size, this thing definitely fits really good. It's not sticking past the pillar line. It's below where the seats are gonna go. Definitely well worth the extra work to make sure we can get this a little higher. I think we easily raised it 2 inches, maybe even 3, but we're gonna get this out of here, get the headliner notched up. Then we got to put the seats back in, see where those fall at, and then I guess we could start permanently affixing this thing. Alright, so I went ahead and notched the headliner. This should give me enough room to stick the baffle through. I basically just went ahead and copied the same shape that I cut on the fiberglass piece itself. I was able just to stack it on there. I did try to put the headliner in first and then try to put this in there, but that really wasn't going to be able to, well, that was just going to be a pain in the ass. So I already got it cut. We're going to get this in here now and get this baffle mounted. Alright, so I got the pod separately and temporarily secured in here for right now. Again, I'm just temporarily securing it because I want to make sure that these notches in the headliner actually work out the way I hope they do and that they're supposed to. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing back in the truck and see how she looks. Alright, so here we've come to a prime example of why you test fit, test fit, test fit. Now I thought this was going to be enough, moved up enough, but I guess I was wrong. The seat fits, but it is so close, and you definitely couldn't fold the seat forward with it being that close. You'd actually have to fold the seat up before you put it in position. So That's not gonna work. We're gonna have to take this thing back out, move it back up again. We still got a ton of room inside and above that headliner line, so I think I'm just gonna take it to the extreme and just go all the way up as far as I can with it. Make sure we definitely have a room. I'd like to get at least an inch out of there, if not more than that, of room. So hopefully we can gain it. It looks like we probably can. Definitely have to get creative and crafty with how we're gonna do this, but we got to make it fit better than that. I guess that's just the challenge of trying to fit 10s on a back wall in the back window. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of In the Shop with CustomLowz. Appreciate every one of you for subscribing, watching along, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you like this video, drop me a comment below. I don't know if you guys seen the last episode or last video I just posted about the YouTube membership program. Make sure you guys check that out. You can go right below, click join, and see all the different membership levels I offer with the different perks. Make sure you guys go check out my website for all your car audio needs. I got a bunch of sales right now for Black Friday, so make sure you guys go check those out, www.customlowz.com. I got links in the description below, and I'll also put the sales in there as well. So right now, the newest sale I got is the pre-made designs are only $250, so super cheap. Go pick those up. Go pick up 10 of them. We got 100 different designs to offer, and they're only $250, so it's a great deal. I'll post all the other sales we're gonna have for Black Friday in the description below. Let you guys know exactly what's going on. Make sure you check out the website for all your car audio needs.